Hello viewers, this is Amico Messenger program. In our today's program we are going to talk about the religious festivities to be celebrated on December and January in our region, and our guest for our today's program is Deacon Aynekulu Mulugeta. Please stay with us. Thank you for coming and accepting our invitation to share your experience about religious festivities to be celebrated on December and January in the region.
Thank you for your invitation to be the part of this.
As an introduction for our program, my first question is that what are the religious festivities to be celebrated on December and January in Amhara region?
Well, we have plenty of festives in January and on December, end of December, starting from end of December to January, full January. We have plenty of festives which is it is religious tradition, at the same time cultural aspects. So the first comes was Christmas, or Ethiopian Ganna, that we observed the birth of Jesus Christ. And following his the Christmas, we have a holiday which is called basically the season we called Theophany, which is a season for the manifestation of God Himself into human being. So Temgat or Epiphany is another big festive which have both religious and cultural point of view. So whenever you cannot untie the religious feasts of Ethiopians from their culture. So wherever you go, you have the festives, which is religious. At the same time, you can see you can explore the cultural activity of the people alongside their holidays, festives.
Ganna and Temgat are the religious festivities. What is the historical background of Ganna and Temgat?
The prime reason why we celebrate these religious festive is merely because of the religious perspective. Let's say when we start from Ganna, Ganna is one of a great holiday which is observed by the Christians, in particular highly observed by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, with plenty of liturgical and ritual activities. That's in commemoration of the birth of Jesus Christ, or the advent of Jesus Christ or the manifestation. And following that one, the season of January, usually we call it the season for Theophany. Theo, which means God, and Phany is manifestation. So Theophany is a holiday where we observing the manifestation on the incarnation or the manifestation of God into to the humans. And the second one is, you can see Temgat. It's one of also a very openly celebrated great holiday that we call it Epiphany or Temgat. That is the day we commemorate the baptism of Jesus Christ on the Jordan River. So as we know, the Ark of the replica of the covenant is taken from Eth's altar and stays a night in a certain arena for baptismal arena, and people gathered and sing. Here you can visibly see what is the traditional which belongs to the church's tradition or ritual activities.
What are the ways of celebrating the festivities?
When we say Ganna, Ganna is a holiday which we observe it for the day of the birth of Jesus Christ. It's highly observed all over the churches and all over the country, among Christians as well. But if you see the particular feast of the holiday which is observed in Lalibela, it has its own unique features. Combined with that spectacular Rokio in churches, the way they celebrate, especially the Bezakulu ceremony, which is very, very attractive and can take you to can take your soul into heaven, spirituality, the way they use the verse, the way they use to chant, and everything's very attractive. Those who are doing the liturgical songs in Ge'ez and like Sunday school students, the scholars of the church, all they based on the literatures and liturgical songs we have, which was composed and organized by the Ethiopian scholars like Yared and so on. And the others are the people who are the laymen and the laywomen. They praise and sing.
Tourists can be attracted by the two religious festivities, Ganna and Tumkat. What can tourists experience during the celebration of Ganna and Tumkat?
If they go to Lalibela, one, they see the event, but after the event, they can explore the Rocky Horn churches and the mountains, and also other churches around Lalibela. That's one side. And they have also, if they have the stays long, they can route into Gondar and see the castle, and then Semien Mountain, like Tana monasteries. And if they are very interested in very natural resources, they can drive to also Joge Mountain, and they can explore the natural resources as well. So the tourists who want to go to Bahar Dar, they can experience the fall of the Blue Nile and Lake Tana monasteries. The tourists who are going to Gondar, they can explore the castle and then the cultural aspects of the people of Gondar. And those who they can also drive to Semien Mountain. The tourists who want to visit Lalibela, they can visit the surrounding of Lalibela. And the tourists who want to drive to Shawa, they can see the surrounding of Shawa and other places. And the tourists who want to go to Gojam, they can explore the landscapes, different monasteries, and then the agricultural life of the people as well. So we cannot limit it. The only thing is that what matters is the length of stay. Following to Epiphany, we have called Asterio Mariam. It's another feast which people observing the holiday. Asterio means manifestation. So as I said before, it's the season for Theophany. So the manifestation season, we call it. What we are addressing the incarnation of Jesus Christ, the baptism of Jesus Christ, or God Himself manifested to us in our manhood. So that's the season Theophany, what we call it. That's a Greek-based word. So that's a manifestation season. Asterio is another day what we celebrating. In Asterio, I think there is a place called Debre Mawi, a special observation, a special holiday there, I think. They, I think, play also horse games and so on, I think. So this, in different places they have the way they express, but they cannot untie their religious phase alongside their culture.
Ganna and Tumkat are religious festivities. What are the cultural aspects of the celebration?
Beyond its religious value, we cannot untie the value of the people while they are celebrating. They wear their traditional and cultural dresses, which is not a compulsory for the religious ritual activity, but still people, they don't want to ignore their tradition. They don't want to ignore their culture. So they balance the culture and the religious, the ritual activities alongside their faith. So apart from that, you can see the people how they try to explore their happiness through singing and praising God. Different activities we see. The way they eat, the way they greet each other. Everything is wishing the best fortune for the people. Apart from that, there are other cultural activities. So the games, playing games like Ganna. It's a kind of related to the hockey game, the modern hockey game. So they play. So from the day of the birth of Jesus Christ, which is from Christmas to the end of January, you can see the game which played by the people Ghana. That's also, it has its historical connection with the shepherds of Jerusalem who first announced the birth of Emmanuel, and then they were rejoicing and playing what they have called as stones and so on. So since from that tradition is developed and inherited by the Ethiopians and played every year during this season.
Can you mention the tourist destinations in the region?
Yes, of course. When we see this big festivals, you can particularly, it's all over the country. It's celebrated all over the country. But when we comes to particular to Amhara region, we can find Christmas at Lalibela, which is particular, with a specific panoramic religious festivities and liturgical and at the same time cultural activities by the people. And again, you can see them got widely and mainly celebrated in the castle of Gondar and castle of Fasilides. That's particular. Apart from these religious festivals, the region is rich in natural resources as well. You can find the if you begin from Simeon Mountain, you can see some of endemic animals you can explore in the panoramic view of the mountains, and again you can explore some natural villages and views in Joge Mountains. That's some of the naturals. At the same time, you can find you can explore Lake Tana monasteries. So Lake Tana monasteries is a home of the Lake Tana by itself is a home of monasteries. At the same time, when we are traveling to the monasteries, you can find religious records, historical records, and indigenous knowledges. At the same time, you can find also explore the natural aspects of the flora and fauna, and also some indigenous trees as well around Lake Tana. So we cannot limit the region with specifically religious feasts. Apart from that, it's fully rich in natural resources as well. So for those who are interested in to have a religious and historical routine at the same time combined with a cultural routine and also natural resources, the best places.
Are there accommodations that can elongate the stay of the tourists in the region?
3 towns like Bahardar is more improved in accommodation. Lalibela, they have accommodation. Gondar, they have accommodation. But still, we need to work more to the other regional sites. But for now, the most popular sites or attractions, sightseeing are Bahardar is one of the destination for those who are traveling to visit Lake Tana monasteries and crossing to Gondar. That's the best place to stay and have plenty of, even I see new hotels and spas and resorts are built also in Gondar. It's a good improvement. We see lots of spas, lodges and hotels as well. Also in Lalibela, they are still on progressing. Also in Shoa Dabra Bran, I think it's good. But the remainings, actually, they are on verge of doing their best to find, to bring something which is very, very convenient for tourists. But still, we need to work. But those I mentioned before is I can rank. They have a good improvement and they have full accommodation.
Do you think the region is getting the right amount of gain from the sector?
I don't think, actually, we have got the right benefits from these products. As I told you, we're still behind to promote. If you see the region, it's rich in all aspects, I said. But you can find cultural aspects, you can find historical aspects, you can find religious, and you can find natural resources at the same time in one place. But still, we are not fully benefited from that resources. This is a reason we can mention a lot of problems. One of the problems are somehow infrastructure, especially the road is one of the obstacle. And the hotels now, I think it's more promoted now. Now it's improved, but from my experience, we haven't yet explored our place, honestly speaking, because there are a lot of places which is not disclosed, still hidden with their treasures, with their valuable elements. So road is one, telecom is the other one. I think these all are now, it's improved, of course. If you compare with 10 years back, everything is improved. The hotel accessories, accommodations are improved. And we need to have skill development. That's one of still not yet worked hard is skill development. So whenever you have a skilled manpower, skilled, experienced, and a skilled manpower on this sector, then you can have an improved service. So you'll be the first to be chosen by the tourists.
What do you think the obstacles which hinders the flow of tourists in the region? What do you think the measures to be taken, and who is responsible for this?
The first problem was the COVID. COVID is one of the problem still that influences passes through this couple of years. COVID is one reason, and the other one is I think now we see a good output for the peace reconciliation. That's a peace problem actually, which have been experiencing for the last couple of 1.5 year and more. So that's the reason for the contemporary obstacles for our tourism activity is this one. I think these all are now in resolution. So that's a good news. We're expecting more in the coming days, in the coming years, in the coming months. Tourists will come to visit us, and we're hoping we'll be one of the front runners to be visited countries in Africa, since we have lots of heritage, natural and human-made heritage. The other one is we have mentioned slightly that's the infrastructure is another, and some hospitality and service activities we need to improve. I mentioned in my first speech that we need to have a skilled manpower. If we have a skilled manpower in all aspects, in the hospitality and service, in tour guiding, so we can address all the information what have to be addressed to our tourists. So this is another point we need to be focused. We need to focus on peace reconciliation. We need to be focused on infrastructure improvement. We need to be focused on human, not only the building, not only the road, not only the telecom. We need to have the person who properly uses the skilled manpower in all aspects. The tourism industry in Ethiopia is in an infant stage, so still we need to have promoting. Of course, some of the most prominent one is well known, that the likes of Lalibela, the Rocky Horror Church of Lalibela, the Castle of Fasil, and Lektana monasteries and Simeon Mountain is the most predominantly known attraction places which world knows well. But this is not the only resources we have in the region. Still, we need to promote and explore and show those who are very attractive and very informative places, the likes of Joge Mountain. I told you in recent time, I think it's won a prize called, it's one of the best place for eco-tourism, I think, the Joge Mountain. You can find also other places in Gojam, in Wollo, and Gondar, and Shoa regions. There are plenty of places we have to promote. So still we need to have promote, and we need to be combined and organized, and we need to be go through to promote our resources for so that we can give something which is valuable for the development of tourism in the country, at the same time in particular for the region as well.
What do you need to say about Amhara people for tourists?
For those who are watching us, Ethiopia is rich in its heritage, in historical and cultural aspects. So Amhara is one of the places in Ethiopia who have plenty of historical and cultural, at the same time, natural resources. So come to Ethiopia, visit Amhara region. You can experience a very friendly people. You can experience the indigenous knowledge which was practiced in Ethiopia. You can experience the natural features what we have. So this is my message for those who want to come to Ethiopia, and for who are not even knowing about Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a land of origin. Ethiopia is a land of historical and cultural events and records. And it's also a land of ancient civilization, we can say that. So come to Ethiopia and visit Ethiopia. You can meet with a very friendly people.
Finally, please take the opportunity to convey your last message for Ethiopians and Ethiopians in origin and Ethiopian friends regarding Epiphany and Christmas.
Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to say my religious best wishes for those who are observing Christmas and celebrating Temgat. I wish you happy Ganna and happy Epiphany or Temgat. May the holiday is a holiday of celebration, a holiday of joy, a holiday of peace, a holiday of peace, reconciliation of mind.
Viewers, this was Amico Messenger program. I am producer of the program, Belete Tarrekeng, with camera operator Alamu Burhan. Have a nice time.